Yo, RX back with another breakdown of UFC 306, Noche UFC, whatever fucking stupid tagline they want to use this week. O'Malley versus Dvalishvili. We back with another breakdown of a card that is so weird. Many mixed emotions. Of course, we all know by now this card is happening in the Sphere in Las Vegas, which is cool. Super cool, big moment, been hyped up for a year. Let's see it. But then they added the Noche tagline, and it kind of like, okay, you could just not do that. But whatever. We still got a card. Not a great one. I say it's still just a fight night. Like, O'Malley's making it a pay-per-view. He's the only reason it is a pay-per-view. No one else is fucking, like, no one else on this card can make it a pay-per-view. So I had to call the second biggest star in UFC, if not the biggest. So yeah, I don't know. I've had a lot of mixed emotions on this card. I think it's good fight quality wise. I don't think it's good pay-per-view quality wise, if that makes sense. I think that's the best way I could describe it. So I think it's gonna be a fun card. I think the whole aesthetic of the Sphere is gonna be badass, but I think a lot of factors definitely do weigh it down. Like, this should have been the biggest card of the year. Like, the early prelim should be like 300 level, a fucking crazy banger. So I don't know. I'm super excited, especially with O'Malley on it. But overall, I would still say disappointing for all the hype the Sphere got. So, but who knows? Maybe it will shut us all up on Saturday night. But something I can't shut up is my breakdown. So, enough rambling about the card. Only had 10 fights to break down, which is kind of lame and cool at the same time. Lame because only 10 fights. Cool because I don't have to talk about any more than 10 fights. I'll take it. But no, I'm excited to break this card down. I'm excited for this card. And yeah, I can't really think of anything else to say. Let's just get into it, man. So yeah, before I do, please like, comment, subscribe. 100 subs goal by the end of 2024. And unless I'm forgetting to say something, which I don't believe I am, no, nothing I can think to say. We're to break down Noche, Sphere, Rinyard season, blah blah blah. I am 10 fights. Let's do it. Of course, like I said, we got 10 fights, and we begin on the prelims with a fight that probably should be on the main card, but UFC. As in our first fight of the night, we begin in the bantamweight division, the same weight class we're going to end on later tonight, as we begin the night with Raul El Nino Problema Rosas Jr. versus the Mongolian murderer Aoriqileng. No idea why this is on the prelims, let alone opening the card, since it's definitely better than a fight or two above it. But still, fun way to begin the night. It doesn't make sense to begin the night with someone as big as Raul. Very well-known, hyped-up guy. Well-known, hyped-up fighter. So it makes sense. And it should be an interesting fight to begin the night. So, got two fun fighters. See what happens. Can't really think of anything else to say besides, let's talk about the first fighter of the night, the youngest fighter on the card, Raul Rosas Jr. Raul in the UFC is 3-1 since coming off Contender Series. Those 3 wins have been Jay Perrin, Terrence Mitchell, and Ricky Torcios, and his only loss is to Christian Rodríguez. Yeah, the kid's good, but he's 19. He's gonna get better. So I don't get a point of hating on him, calling him like fucking a fraud or anything. He's 19 years old in the UFC. Do you really think he's gonna be the best fighter out the gate? No. But he is getting better. We've seen in his last couple of performances since that loss, he looked better. Against Terrence Mitchell, he showed striking, something we did not see from him in his early fights. And that last fight against Torres, in his hardest fight to date, he showed toughness, he escaped submissions, showed defensive grappling, and was able to submit a decent veteran like Ricky Torres. So he's just been doing really good work ever since that loss, and now he's getting his third fight. Kind of a step up from Torres in a way. I don't know, it's not a ginormous step up, but a step up nonetheless. And should be an interesting fight for Raul. Like, we all know what this fight is. Just a fight to build Raul up, give him a nice easy win on a big card like this. Which is fine. Again, the kid's 19. I don't expect him to be fighting goddamn Chris Gutierrez and Kyler Phillips in his fucking 5th fight at 19 years old, so just kind of seems silly. But yeah, this is pretty much just about give him time to build and get better fight, which I'm fine with. Get better. Still 19, has fucking 15 years left of being a fighter. He says he's gonna retire at 25, which is just fucking bullshit. But yeah, this is just a learn and get better fight for him. So can't really say much else besides that. We know what we're getting with Raul, right? We're getting a grappler with very minimal striking, and in this fight's gonna be minimal striking, so see how he does. Talk about his opponent, Aoriqileng. Lang in UFC is 3-3-1. His 3 wins are Cameron LC, Jay Perrin, and Johnny Munoz. His 3 losses are Jeff Molina, Cody Durden, and Ayman Zahabi, and he had a no contest with Daniel Marcos. Aoriqileng's not really been a great fighter in the UFC. Like, he started off 0-2 at flyweight, moved up to now be 3-1-1 at bantamweight, which is not bad. He's not really a great fighter though. Like, if his way of fighting is just bite down on the mouthpiece and swing. That's what he does best. That's what he did against Jeff Molina in a banger. That's what he's done a couple times, and that's just how he fights. He's just gonna bite down on the mouthpiece and swing and bang. And when you fucking accept that fight with him, you're playing a really dangerous game. But if you choose to not do that, there's a good chance you're gonna beat him, because every time you get technical with him, you're gonna beat him pretty easily. He has no ground game. Like, his cardio's not very good. Like, he's very beatable, and that's why he has lost to decent fighters like Durden and Zahabi. And that's why his only wins are against complete cans like Munoz and Elsie. And to be honest, he didn't, like, it's funny, he fought Jay Perrin as well. He looked way worse against Perrin than Raul did, so yeah. And then Marcos, he got hit in the nuts. He was gonna lose that fight either way, but he kept getting hit in the fucking nuts. So, kind of bad luck. But, yeah, we know what we're getting with Aoriqileng, a brawler, and in this fight he's not going to get to brawl. He's going to get taken down and pretty much just worn out pretty quickly. So, not really much else to say. He pretty much just what's going to happen. So, he's going to get beat up, worn out, and not going to go really well for him. That's all I can really say. He's a pretty one-dimensional basic fighter. The bangouts for this fight have Raul Rosas minus 700 to plus 475. I get it. I get Raul being the biggest favorite on the card. I don't hate it. I wouldn't go any higher than minus 700 though. I think that's a little much as is, but I wouldn't go any higher than that. So, like I said, we all know what this fight is. It's just a fucking build-up fight for Raul, and that's all it's going to be. He's going to easily run through Aoriqileng. He's gonna take him down early, wear him out, and either submit him in the first or second round. So he's just a way better fighter than Aoriqileng, and he's just the smarter fighter, and he's gonna show that. So yeah, not really much to say. Pretty one-dimensional fight when you got the biggest favorite on the goddamn card. So should be a pretty quick night in the office for Raul. If it's not, then we have a fucking problem, and he might be a fraud. But he ain't gonna lose to Aoriqileng, so I wouldn't be too worried. So my pick here is, of course, going to be Raul Rosas. I think he wins pretty easily. I think the hardest part of this fight to predict is if he wins in the first or second round. I was leaning second round, but then I started thinking about it. Noche, Sphere, blah blah blah. I feel like this is going to be a first round finish. I feel like we're going to get that first round finish, start off the card hot, and a nice easy fight. I don't know. I'm leaning first round now. But also, like, I'm going to say, for right now, I'm going to say Rosas submission, and not in the first or second, but I'll make my official pick tomorrow, so, I don't know, either way, I could see it, either the first or the second, so it's gonna be a hard one to predict there, and either way, he's going to get an easy fucking win here. It's just what round, so... Not really much else to say though. Like I said, we all know what this fight is. Basic fight, not gonna be a great fight, but whatever. Fine way to start the night. And who is my pick here? Obviously Raul Rosas. I'm gonna go by submission. Not sure of the round yet, but we'll figure that out tomorrow. So, not really much else to add. Quick, easy win for Raul to begin the night. And the youngster begins the night pretty well for the Mexicans. We'll see if how their record turns out tonight. After that, we head to our second fight of the night in the flyweight division. A short notice replacement fight. I'll get to who got pulled out and who stepped in. Blah 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 in a second. As in our second fight of the night in the flyweight division. We have Edgar, Puro, Chikla, whatever, Cháirez versus Joshua, the Fearless Van. Van is stepping in for Kevin Borjas. Interesting, I forgot about that. So, yeah, that happened about, I think, a week or two ago, so that's cool. Respect to Van stepping in on short notice after just losing not long ago. So, yeah, respect. Should be a fun fight. I think this is better than a Borjas fight. And, we'll see how this goes. Should be fun. Not very much else to say. Let's talk about Edgar Cháirez. Edgar in the UFC is 1-1. Really, he's fucking 2-1. He lost to Tatsuo Taira in his UFC debut on short notice, and then he had to submit Daniel Arceda twice for no reason. So, whatever. This is really his third UFC fight, again, since he had to fight fucking Arceda twice for no reason. But, yeah. Very short UFC career so far, but he's only been in for about a year or so. Yeah. He's a fine fighter. Like, he's not terrible. He did decent against Tatsuo Taira. Probably, you could easily say maybe the best anyone has ever maybe the best anyone has done against Taira to this point. 'Cause I'm trying to think if anyone has done much better. Not really. Like Edgar was definitely giving Tatsuo a little bit of problems in that fight. So. And which is super impressive since like most people have not even been able to do it. Like Alex Perez didn't even really do that, so take that for what you will. And then he ran through Arceda twice, but that's not an impressive win. That never will be. So that's always gonna be a super easy win. Yeah, there's not really much to say about Edgar. Like, he's a fine striker, he has a fine ground game. There's just not really much to add with him. He's a perfectly fine fighter. Like, he's well-rounded, but he's not really amazing at anything. Like, you're not really scared of anything he can do. Like, on the feet, he's passable. On the ground, he's passable. But he's far from a world beater, and he's just not that great of a fighter. He's not a great fighter, but he's decent. Like I said, he was well-rounded enough to give Tatsuo problems in his debut, so guess he's not that bad after all. Overall, again, fine fighter, nothing special about him. and a well-rounded one, which I guess is not that bad. Being well-rounded is definitely something I feel like a lot of fighters need to be. So, and a lot of fighters are not. But yeah, not very much to say about Edgar. Good to see him not fighting Daniel Arceda, and let's see how he does here. Opponent change and all. To talk about that opponent, we have Joshua Van. Van in the UFC is 3-1. His 3 wins were Zolgas Zumagulov, Kevin Borjas, funny enough, and Felipe Muniz, and he lost his last fight to Charles Johnson. Those first 3 UFC fights for Van were just amazing. He looked fucking unbeatable, almost, just dominating guys, looking like a young Piotr Jan. And then he fought Charles Johnson, who, if you know, is one of the contenders for Fighter of the Year, in my opinion. Like that, he's just been doing crazy work, and Van was looking good against Charles. It was probably 1-1 going into the third, but Charles came out in the third, landed an uppercut from hell, and knocked Van out. And energy, man, that's energy. He's just gonna do stuff like that. Simple as that. And Van's young. I hate how people are calling him a fraud after that. The dude's what, fucking 24? He's 22. Like, what the fuck? Let him get better. Like, hell, he already is amazing. Sorry that he lost to a ranked level guy who's still not ranked for some reason. So, Van's really fucking good. He's gonna need to get better. Again, you're at 22 years old. You're not gonna be fucking perfect. Look at, like I said, Raul Rosas, another young dude on this card. But overall, Van's good. Van's good. I think he's a very ready fighter right now for a ranking, and give it some time. Give it some time. He's gonna just continue to get better because that's just who Van is. So, like, losing to Charles Johnson is not a fucking bad thing. It never will be. Charles Johnson is Charles Johnson's hitting his fucking prime out of nowhere. And then if you look at those 3 guys he beat, he's able to beat bad fighters, so like Muniz and fucking Zumagulov. So, just that simple. Van's a very decent fighter. He's not a fraud like some people would like to lie to you and say. And I'm happy to see him back. Maybe not on short notice, 2 months after he got beat. But that's Joshua Van for you, man. He made his debut on short notice. He's gonna fight here on short notice. Only makes sense. But yeah, not very much else to say. We know what we're getting from Van. He's gonna take round 1 off and then beat you up for 2 rounds, and just what he does. Let's see if he can do it again here tonight in the Sphere. The betting odds first, I have Joshua Van minus 205 to plus 165. Yeah, kind of hard to disagree. I'd have Van probably minus 300. Like, I would say he's one of the easiest picks of the night. Like, I just don't see how he loses this fight. He's better than Cháirez on the feet, on the ground. Yeah, Cháirez probably has the advantage, but not a big one. And then cardio-wise, Van, like, power-wise, that's debatable. Like, it's gonna be a fun fight, but I just think Van's better. Like, Cháirez will probably win round 1, and then Van's just gonna turn on and beat him up for 2 rounds, because that's just what Van does. So, unless his confidence is shot after the fucking Charles Johnson fight, but I just doubt that. I don't think he's that type. I think he looks at it as a fucking learning lesson, and he's going to get better from it. So, we're gonna see if he has in this fight. And if he has, it's going to be a pretty bad night for Edgar Cháirez. So, my pick here is Joshua Van. I think he's going to win pretty soundly. I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, I'm going to go Joshua Van by decision. Lose round 1, win the last 2 rounds, get a quick 29-28, and get back in the win column. Not very much else to say. Should be a fun fight. Joshua Van by decision. After that, we head to our third fight of the night, our first of 3 female fights over the 3 different weight classes. And then our third fight of the night, we begin in the lightest of the 3 female weight classes, in the little straw weight division. As we have a fight that is I say the easiest to predict on the card, as we have Yazmin Jauregui versus Ketlen Esquentadinha Souza. Yeah, this fight's kind of simple, like even somehow simpler than the Raul Rosas fight in my opinion. So let's see what happens, but I feel like I think we all know what's gonna happen. But I'll talk about it either way. Of course, gotta start with Yazmin Jauregui. Yazmin in the UFC is 3-1. What is all my fucking picks gonna be 3-1? Her 3 wins were Yazmin Lucindo, Estela Nunez, and Sam Hughes, and she got knocked out by Denise Gomes last year. Actually, it's funny that I brought up, it's funny, 3 fighters in a row where I don't think they're a fraud. Like, Yazmin got called a fraud after that Gomes fight, and I think it's fucking stupid. You got knocked out by a really good fighter in 20 seconds. Ooh. Like, Yazmin's a great fighter. Her boxing is stupidly crisp. Her cardio is good. We've not seen her ground game. We haven't had to. Like, she's just a really great fighter. Again, only 23, 22 years old. Like, she's fucking 25 years old. Very young, very talented. And just gotta get better. Losses are not the end of the world unless you make them the end of the world. You just gotta take them and get better. And that's what I think a few fighters on these early fights are doing and going to do. I think Raul Rosas already has. I think Joshua Van will. I think Yazmin Jauregui kind of already has. So, these young fighters taking L's is not a bad thing, unless you don't get better from it, which so far 2 of them have, and we've not seen it from Van yet. So, I don't know. Yazmin's a great fighter, amazing kickboxer, and we're going to probably see another 15-minute masterclass here. If you talk about our opponent, Ketlen Souza, Ketlen in UFC is 1-1. Her one win was against Marnik McMahon earlier in the year, and in her UFC debut last year, she fought Irene Silva and got her knee popped. Not really much to say here. Ketlen's a fine fighter. Like, her debut, there's really nothing to say. You fought Irene Silva in your debut. What the fuck do you think was gonna happen? And then she came back earlier in the year and destroyed Marnik McMahon for 15 quick minutes. Looked as great as you could. Marnik McMahon's a fucking punching bag, so Ketlen kind of just fucking used her as that, and she did really good fucking work. She fucking picked her apart on the feet, did fine on the ground. She's just a way better fighter everywhere, and as you should be against a Marnik McMahon. So at least we kind of did get to see what Ketlen really is about in her second fight, and now she's right back in with the fucking wolves here. So we'll see what she can do, man. She has a big fucking test here. We're gonna have to wait and see if she can pass it. She looked good against Marnik McMahon. I don't know, good enough to say she has a chance here. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, not really much else to say about Ketlen. Only 1-1 in the UFC, 29 years old. She's not terrible, but she's far from that great. The betting odds for this way have Yazmin Jauregui minus 550 to plus 400. I would have her minus like 800, 900 even. Like, Yazmin should be the biggest favorite on the card, and she should be the most easily picked fighter on the card. Like, I'm just gonna fucking cut to the chase. She is my lock of the night. Like, not of course Sean O'Malley, but that's too easy. Like, Yazmin's definitely my lock of the night. Like, I just really don't see her losing. Like, was Ketlen gonna do? Take her down? Like, I don't think that's gonna work, buddy. Like, I think Yazmin's going to put on a 15-minute striking masterclass and get another easy win after to continue getting back on track. And that's about all I think. I think this is the easiest fight on the card to predict. And yeah, should be a quick 90 office for Yazmin. Just a quick 15-minute sparring session pretty much. And that should be that. Not very much else to say. Gonna be a quick night for Yazmin as my lock of the night. Think she gets a 15-minute domination, and yeah, should be a fun fight. Not very much else to say. Yazmin Jauregui by decision, my lock of the night. After that, now we're getting into some bangers. After that, we get to our fourth fight of the night, going to the lightweight division for a fucking banger of all bangers. As in our fourth fight of the night, our co-main of the prelims, we have a banger between Manuel El Loco Torres versus Ignacio La Jula Bahamondes. What a goddamn fight this is. Could you get a much better fight? I don't think so. This is a top 10, this is a top 15 level fight. Gonna be an amazing fight. I can't wait. Let's just fucking begin this, because this is gonna be amazing. Let's get right into it with Manuel Torres. Torres in the UFC is 3-0. Coming off Contender Series, his 3 wins are against Frank Camacho, Nicolas Mota, and Chris Duncan. Yeah, this dude just kills people. like this dude has just been murdering people since getting into UFC. He fucking killed Frank Camacho, he literally murdered Nicolas Mota, and he destroyed Chris Duncan. Like, dude, this guy's a fucking issue. In round 1, no less. Like, he's not left round 1 in like 10 fights. Like, this dude's just a goddamn issue. And he's great. He's like a top 15 level dude. He's gonna be the future. Fucking 15-2, what, 29 years old, I think? Like, he has power in his hands, he has grappling, he has cardio, probably. Like, he's good. Like, Torres is scary good. His striking IQ is fucking genius, as we've seen multiple times. He's a problem. He's gonna be a real problem for people, and this is his first real test. This is his first real test in the UFC, and I'm very excited to see how he does. It's gonna be a really tough fight for him. I can't wait to see what happens here. He just like fucking guys like Duncan and Mota are not really tough fights, so you should win those pretty easily, and he did. So now we get to see how he does against a real test like Ignacio. Let's see, man. I'm so fucking excited for this fight. Let's see what happens. 3-0 in UFC. Can he extend to 4-0? Only time will tell. To talk about the opponent, Ignacio Bahamondes. Ignacio in the UFC is 4-2. His 4 wins are Roosevelt Roberts, Rong Zhu, Trey Ogden, and Christoph Giagos. His 2 losses are to John Makdessi and Ludwig Klein. Ignacio's a really great fighter, but I'll continue saying with him, he's just never really been able to put it together consistently. Like, yeah, he'll win 2-3 in a row, but then he'll lose to fucking Ludwig Klein. Like, he should be a top 15 dude by now. He's 27 years old. He's fucking 6 fights deep into UFC, about to be 7. He should have been ranked by now. And like, every time you see him win in some great fashion, like Giagos or fucking Roosevelt Roberts, you just think, how's this dude not ranked? He has all the skills. He has a ground game. He has striking. He has cardio. He's really fucking good. He just can't put it together consistently. So, like, he's like, that 4-2 record does not show how good he is. And like, those, like, let's be honest, Ludwig Klein, that's an L that's aging perfectly. John Makdessi, that didn't age too well. And then his wins, yeah, they age. Trey Ogden's aging really well, but the other ones, oof. But I don't know. I think Ignacio's a great fighter. I think he should have been a ranked guy by now, but he just can't put it together. He can't figure it out. And if he doesn't here, it might end pretty bad for him. But if he can get a win here and upset the big prospect, that'd be interesting. He was that big prospect at one point. coming off that fucking front kick on Contender Series. He was that prospect at one point. Now he is fighting the prospect. Interesting story developments. We'll see what happens, man. We all know we're getting, and like we already know we're getting from these two. It's gonna be a kickboxing match, and I can't wait. So, because like outside of that, who's better on the ground? Probably Ignacio. Well, actually, I don't know. Like neither guy is really gonna take to the ground though, unless someone gets knocked down. So, I think this just gonna be a fucking brawl, and I cannot wait. If this 1-5 tonight, I would not be shocked. It's that good. So, can't wait. Fun kickboxing match. The Bangers fight are pretty much a pick'em. I think has Torres jumped up to a little favorite? I don't think so. I think it's pretty much a fucking pick'em, which I agree. This is a pick'em fight. You can flip a coin and go either way. Like, I say just watch this fight as a fan. Like, I wouldn't really invest much into it. Just sit back, relax, enjoy it. It's gonna be amazing. Someone's either getting knocked out or you're getting a 15-minute war. And I can't really complain about that, so it should be great. I can't wait. And again, just watch it as a fan. But something you gotta do no matter what is make a pick, so oh boy. Who am I going with? I'm leaning Torres. I trust him more to show up in the spotlight than I do Ignacio. I just can feel Ignacio fucking crumbling under the pressure. The fucking sphere, this, that, the other thing. I could just see him crumpling under all that pressure, and it's just not really going good for him. So we'll see if I'm wrong. I almost hope I am, because if I am wrong, we're gonna get even better of a fight. And again, I like Ignacio. I really would love to see him succeed, but it's just hard to pick him at this point. So give me the young hyped up dude. Give me Manuel Torres, and I'm gonna go by decision. I know that's an interesting take, but I just have a hard time seeing either of these guys get KO'd. Ignacio, tough as nails. Manuel Torres, not been hit like that yet. I don't see either of these guys getting KO'd or submitted. I'm gonna go Manuel Torres 15-minute decision. Should be fun. Should be fun. And again, flip a coin and you'll get as good of a prediction, in my opinion. So, gonna be a banger. Can't wait. And now, time for our featured prelim in the women's bantamweight division. A fight that I think's very fucking good, and I'm very excited about. As in our featured prelim in the women's bantamweight division, we have a very fun fight between Irene Aldana versus Norma the Immortal Dumont. This is a fun fight. I'm very excited for this fight, and I guess we just gotta get right into it, because I can praise this fight for a long time, but it's better to get into it than fucking praise it from afar. So let's get into this banger to end the prelims, man. A fight where I'm a fan of both fighters. I almost hate having to pick this fight, because again, I've never really picked against either of these two, and I would rather not pick against either of these two, but I have to. So sucks, but gotta do it. So can't really think of anything else to say. Let's get into this fight. Now we begin with Irene Aldana. Irene in the UFC is 8-5. Her wins are Talita Bernardo, Lucy Pudilova, Betch Correia, Vanessa Mello, Ketlen Vieira, Yana Santos, Macy Chasson, and Carol Hosa. Her only losses are to Leslie Smith, Caitlin Seminara, Raquel Pennington, Holly Holm, and Amanda Nunes. We know we're getting from Irene by now, kind of a watered down kind of a tall Alexa Grasso. Great striker. She has more power than Grasso, but besides that, she's kind of just a worse Grasso. None of the ground game of Grasso. I don't think her cardio is as good as Grasso, but she has heart. She has great striking. She has good power. She's a really good fighter. Her and Grasso, you can tell they train together and all that, because they fucking fight almost exactly the same, and they are almost the exact same fighter without just some minor differences. So it's very, very interesting, and I'm very excited to see her back. As we know, in her last fight, she had maybe the fight of the year in 2023. It's that banger with Cháirez. So now she's back in the sphere with another fun Brazilian like Norma Dumont. This is gonna be interesting. I'm excited. Let's see what happens, man. Irene, 36 years old though, which is not a great thing. Don't love to see a 36-year-old, but it happens. She still had that striking power and all that, so that's all that matters. Good to see her back. To talk about her opponent, the criminally underrated Norma Dumont. Dumont in the UFC is 7-2. Her 7 wins are Ashley Evans-Smith, Felicia Spencer, Aspen Ladd, Danielle Wolf, Cháirez, Chelsea Chandler, and Germaine Durandamy. Her only 2 losses are to Megan Anderson and Macy Chasson. Norma, I still will continue saying she is one of, if not maybe the most underrated fighter in the UFC. I get she's a meme for the Laura Sanko thing and for the Megan Anderson knockout and the fucking Chelsea Chandler gif, but she's actually really fucking good. Like, she could easily be on an 8-fight winning streak. Like, she could have easily won that Chasson fight. And now, even then, she's on a 4-fight winning streak, beating Cháirez, Chelsea Chandler, and Germaine Durandamy. So, looking good in those fights, no less. So, it's kind of sad how criminally underrated she is. She should have already been fighting Irene and been in the top 5. Like, how has she won so many fights and she's like barely top 10? It's kind of bullshit. But the UFC is trying to really just push Norma down, and it's kind of annoying. So I don't get why, but they keep trying to do it. So we kind of know what we're getting with Irene by now. Her striking is decent, and her ground game is decent. Kind of just depending on the matchup is what she's gonna do. And in this matchup, I think she's gonna want to use that wrestling the same way she did against Germaine Durandamy. And in a way, Germaine and Irene are close to the same fighter because amazing strikers, gonna be difficult to beat. But if you take them down where they're not very good, you could easily hold them down. So, gonna be interesting, man. Like, Norma finally got that 135 weight cut down. She's looking good at 35, 28 years old. Easily could be on an 8-fight winning streak, or 33 years old, my bad. Easily could be on a 8-fight winning streak. Riding high on a 4-fight winning streak at least. She knows this is probably her opportunity to get in that top 5 finally. See if she can do it, man. I'm excited. I can't wait for this fight, man. I'm a fan of both. I've never picked against either of these two, I believe. Let's see, I haven't picked against Norma since her debut. Yes. And I haven't picked against Irene ever. Yeah, I've never, so, damn. Fuck. The bang for the fight have Irene Aldana as a small favorite. I think that they might have became a pick'em by now, which I think is more accurate. I think this is a pick'em fight. Either you think Irene is going to be able to keep it on the feet and piece up Norma, or you think Norma is going to take it down and win. Take her down and win. I'm leaning more towards... I'm going to lean more towards the younger, better, like, more wins lately. Give me Norma. I'm going Norma, someone who's not already lost in a title fight. Give me Dumont. I think she's going to fight smarter than Irene, take her down, and grind her out. Like, I'm not, like, she could strike with Irene. It might not go good, but she could choose to strike. I just think go with the path of least resistance, and that'd be taking Irene down for 15 minutes and winning. So that's what I think I'm going to lean with. I'm leaning Norma Dumont. I think she's going to be able to get the fight down and win. So give me Norma Dumont by decision. Might not be the most entertaining fight, with that happening. But I think Norma wants to win, and I think she's going to. I'm not saying Irene don't have a chance. Irene has a ginormous chance if she can stuff takedowns and keep it standing. But if it hits the mat, it's Norma all day. So I'm gonna lean with the more well-rounded, younger fighter. Give me Norma Dumont by decision. More momentum, younger. Give me Norma. All I can say. I hate to pick against either one of these two. Again, I'm either two of my top 10 favorite female fighters, but I love this fight, and whatever happens, I'm okay with. I'm going Norma Dumont by decision. Well, those are the prelims. Not bad. The last two fights are amazing. And then I look at it, the first three fights are really easy to predict, and the last two fights are beyond amazing and hard to predict. So, pretty decent prelims. Nothing amazing, but the last two fights definitely carry it in terms of how good they are, which I'm fine with. They're two great fights. The first three fights are easy. The last two are fun. So, I'm okay with that. And now we go into the main card, which is weird. Starts off really weird, and then it starts to look like a pay-per-view, so I don't know. UFC was fucking high making this bout order, but whatever, nothing new there. So, can't really think of anything else to say about the prelims. They look fine, should be fun. Unless I'm forgetting to say something, let's get into this main card. And we begin the main card with the weirdest main card fight of all time, and the most random main card fight of all time. Why is this not opening the actual card? Whatever. And then our main card opener in the flyweight division, we have to begin the main card, Ronaldo Lazy Boy Rodríguez versus the Jamaican sensation Osbourne. This should be a fun fight. This should be a really fun fight. Maybe. But it should not be on pay-per-view. This should be the first fight of the night. It's the worst fight on the card. I don't know what the UFC sees. If they see something in Ronaldo, good for them. I don't really know if I see it. But all that matters is what I see Saturday night. Now let's talk about what I think I'm going to see Saturday night. Well, let's start with Lazy Boy Rodríguez. Ronaldo in the UFC is 1-0. In his UFC debut, he did beat Denis Bondar. He looked fine. Nothing special about his performance. It's Denis Bondar, you should be looking good against him. Yeah, he looked perfectly fine. Do I remember the fight fully? No. But do I remember him looking bad or anything? No. I remember him looking perfectly mid. I don't have any problems with how he performed. Again, Denis Bondar. You could look better, but I don't think you could, you shouldn't look worse. So, I don't know. I just don't got much to say about Ronaldo. He didn't fucking wow me in his debut, and now he's getting a pay-per-view main card fight. I don't know what the UFC saw in that debut or whatever to give him this, but I clearly did not see it, so I don't know. Hopefully he proves me wrong and shows something, impresses me more than he did in his debut. They're giving him a favorable matchup. See if he fucking takes it and runs with it. Only 25 years old. He's funny at the press conference from what I heard. Let's see what happens. Do talk about the opponent, Osbourne. in the UFC is 4-5. His 4 wins are Jerome Rivera, CJ Vergara, Zaruk Adeshev, and Charles Johnson. His 5 losses are Brian Kelleher, Manuel Kopp, Tyson Nam, Asu Almabayev, and Rafael Filho. A dude with a lot of talent, but little fight IQ and cardio. Those have been his 2 fucking weaknesses in the UFC. Fight IQ and cardio. If you look at a couple of his losses, Tyson Nam, he jumped into a right hook. And then cardio-wise, Almabayev and Filho just gassed him out on the floor. So, he has talent. He has a lot of power in his hands. His striking is good, but when it comes down to it, his weaknesses have been exposed over and over again. He's never got better. His cardio still sucks. His fight IQ still sucks. And his best win is Charles Johnson, which a lot of people think he lost. So, take that for what you will. I like O'Day. I think he's a talented fighter, but I think he's very beatable, and if you've seen him fight more than one time, you know his weaknesses. So, let's see if Ronaldo can exploit them, because they're pretty easy to exploit. So, been submitted in the UFC, never lost by decision. Wow, and funny enough, he started his UFC career on a pay-per-view for no reason. Funny. But, yeah, not very much else to say. The betting after this fight have Ronaldo Rodríguez minus 130 to plus 110. I think that's about how the odds are, I guess. So I'd probably have Ronaldo minus 150. He should win this fight. UFC's giving him a very favorable matchup against a pretty kind of run-down veteran of the division. A guy with a dude who's very beatable. For this, I'm not even super impressed by Ronaldo, but I think he should be beating O'Day Osbourne. Again, cardio and fucking IQ wise, he's just not that great. So let's see what these two can do here. We have a prospect trying to prove this is not a waste of a pay-per-view fight, and we got a veteran trying to not get ran over by the young guy. Should be interesting. I'm excited in a way, but also I'm like, I don't know. This should be Raul Rosas opening the card, in my opinion. But they picked a different young Mexican in a lightweight class. So let's see if it pays off, UFC. Let's see if it pays off. Who am I going with? I'm going with Ronaldo Rodríguez. How do I think he wins? I'm probably gonna go. I think he's probably gonna. O'Day usually gets submitted. I'm gonna go probably Ronaldo by submission in the first. O'Day usually gets submitted because he has no ground game. His cardio sucks. So yeah, give me Ronaldo Rodríguez by submission in the first. I think it probably just makes sense. Take him down, sub him real quick. Maybe it will be a second round submission. It could go either way. But I'm going to go Ronaldo Rodríguez by submission in the first, I think. Just keep it simple. Take him down and sub him. Not really much of a game plan to really say, so. Yeah. Not very much else to say in general besides Ronaldo Rodríguez submission in the first. Or second. Probably first. After that, we head to our second fight of the main card, back to the lightweight division for another banger. Not as good as the other one, but still a fun fight nonetheless. And then our second fight of the main card, we have a banger between Daniel Golden Boy Zellhuber versus Esteban El Gringo Ribovics. This should be a fun fight. This should be a really fun fight, actually. Yeah, I kind of look at this fight as kind of the watered-down version of Torres and Ignacio. The tall, lengthy striker, the explosive dude who really never fought out of round one. It just should be interesting. They're some contrasting styles. See how they match up. Should be a fun fight. Not as good as the other lightweight fight, but it should be fun. Let's get into it. We'll begin with Daniel Zellhuber. Zellhuber in the UFC is 3-1 coming out of Contender Series. His 3 wins are Orlando Venana, Christoph Giagos, and Francisco Prado, and his 1 loss was to Trey Ogden. That Ogden fight was pretty much just debut jitters at this point. He got fucking nervous, and just got fucking nervous about all I can say. He just really did not fight. He kind of just fucking stood there for 15 minutes and let Ogden beat him. And then in his last 3 fights, he's kind of just been wrecking shop. He easily beat Lando Vernada. He ran through Christoph Giagos, and he easily beat Francisco Prado in a banger. So he's kind of just been finally finding his stride again after the Ogden fight, and that's good, because I think Zellhuber is a kind of proven to be a talented fighter. And at 25 years old, super young, super tall, lengthy, powerful, he should be a problem at lightweight for a while. Even if he never hit the rankings, he should be a tough fight for a lot of unranked dudes. So let's see what he can do here on pay-per-view. The lights as bright as they could be in the sphere. Let's see if he can show up and show out. UFC's giving him a golden opportunity, pun intended. Let's see if the Golden Boy can do it. I'm intrigued. Let's see if he shines. To talk about his opponent, Esteban Ribovics. Esteban in UFC is 2-1, coming off Contender Series. His 2 wins are Kamala Kirk and Terrence McKinney, and he lost to Loik Razabov in his UFC debut. Ribovics is kind of a kill or be killed fighter. Like, he's either going to like knock you out or you're gonna gas him out. Like, in his UFC debut, he kind of just got outsmarted by Loik, letting himself get gassed out and losing. And then against Kamala Kirk, he kind of showed to just be a way better fighter and easily beat him. And then against Terrence McKinney, he fucking killed him. But Terrence McKinney is Terrence McKinney. You're either gonna kill him or you're gonna get killed by him. And for Ribovics, he got the lucky side of that coin. So yeah. Ribovics is a fine fighter. He's an explosive fighter. He's still young. I think he's only like 23, 24. He's 28. Damn. He's still young though. Like, in his fighting career, only 13-1. This is only his 15th career fight. Getting a big test here against a guy like Zellhuber. I don't know how well this fight will go for him. I don't think he's gonna be able to crack that chin of Zellhuber and KO him. Like, I think the best he can do is drop him and win a round, but he's gonna need to do that one more time to win the fight, and I just don't think he's gonna do that. So we'll see. I've seen crazier things happen, and I think Ribovics is powerful enough to do some crazy like that, but I don't know if he's going to do that. So it's hard to call. You never really know, but I guess we'll have to wait and find out. See what happens. The betting answers, so I have Daniel Zellhuber minus 230 to plus 190. Yeah, hard to kind of disagree. I'd probably have him, about 230, 220. He should win this fight. If you really break down the fighters, who's more technical of a striker? Zellhuber. Who has better cardio? Zellhuber. Who, if it hits the ground, who do I think has better ground game? Zellhuber. Who has went the distance more? Zellhuber. I just think Zellhuber's kind of the better fighter here. Outside of Ribovics landing a lucky shot, I don't see him winning this fight. I think Zellhuber picks him apart for 15 minutes and wins. I just think he's just a better fighter. I don't know. I just really don't think Ribovics has what it takes to KO Zellhuber and get the win. But yeah, again, you never know, do you? You never know. So we'll see if he can pull off the upset, but I'm going to go Daniel Zellhuber by decision. I just think he picks him apart for 15 minutes and gets a nice win. So, give me Daniel Zellhuber by decision to beat another Argentinian back-to-back fights. How the fuck did you find the only 2 Argentinians in the UFC, let alone at fucking lightweight? Come on, dude. Not cool. But jokes aside, give me Zellhuber by decision. After that, now we head into the big 3 of the card. Not really gonna say a lot here, since I've already broken it down. I've already broken it down 3 times, and I'm super biased. So I really won't waste a lot of time. I really just no really point in doing that. So let's get right into it. As in our 3rd fight of the main card, fight that's finally happening. As in our 3rd fight of the main card in the featherweight division, we have Brian T. City Ortega versus Diego Lopes. I'm gonna keep pretty nice and sweet. I'm going Lopes again. Like the first time I was going out of pure kind of guessing. Now I'm going Lopes. Better, younger. I'm going Lopes. I think he's kind of just gonna be able to be the better fighter and beat up a very old and tired Osbourne. So give me Diego Lopes by decision. If you want to hear me recap this fight better in depth, you can go back to my breakdown for UFC 303. And unless I've been to add anything, again, not at any point wise, since I literally broke down 4 months ago. Prior to that, I'll give me Diego Lopes by decision in a third fight of the night. After that, we head to our co-main event of the evening for the 8th time in the women's flyweight division. We have a decent fight between Alexa, the champion, Grasso, versus Valentina, Bullet, Shevchenko. Well, yeah, for some reason we're getting a third fight here, but whatever, get over with. We all know it should be Grasso and Manuel, but the UFC is gonna UFC, so. Yeah, not really gonna waste a lot of time here. I've broken down their first 2 fights, and I'm not gonna change much for my picks then. So let's just get into it real quick. Actually, yeah, I'm not even clicking on a fight. We all know what we're getting here. Grasso beat Val the first time with a crazy upset. Then they had a draw in their second fight. Now it all ends in the third fight. Who wins the rivalry? I'm gonna say, and still, I think Grasso's just the better fighter. Been proven many times now. She's younger, and I think she'll just continue to win this rivalry. She's won the first 2 times. Just win one more time against Granny Val. Now let's put this feud to rest. And then anything else to say? Again, not gonna waste a lot of time on a third fight that makes no one cares about. And again, if you missed it, Zellhuber should win pretty easily. Shocker. But yeah, I'm gonna look to Grasso here and still to keep the belt and win the rivalry. And aside of that, I'm not sure what to say. Do I think Val could win? Yeah, but it's gonna be tough over 25 minutes. Grasso should win, better fighter. Give me Alexa Grasso by decision. Should be fun. Fun way to finally end this fucking annoying trilogy. Alexa Grasso, and still by decision. And now, time for our main event of the evening. The main event of the sphere and all the other taglines. Not gonna waste your time or get right to the point because you already know I'm biased. And then our main event of the evening, we have a banger in the bantamweight division between Sean O'Malley versus Merab Dvalishvili. What a way to end the card, and it's gonna be an even better way to end the card when O'Malley knocks out Merab. Yeah, getting right to the point, O'Malley's going to run through Merab. Better fighter. He is a fighter unlike Merab, and the best fighter in the world will continue to be that when he beats Merab and knocks him out early. Not gonna waste your time. Sean O'Malley by knockout in the first. I would pick that for every single one of his fights, and I'm not gonna stop it now. So, give me Sean O'Malley by knockout in the first. He might fucking align that nose with Merab. He needs to. So, give me Sean O'Malley by knockout in the first to end the sphere. You already know I'm biased. And still, welcome to the sugar era. Boom, finally. That was the card. To go over my picks one more time. Raul Rosas by submission in the first. Josh Rodan by decision. Jauregui, my locks of night by decision. Manuel Torres by decision. Norma Dumont by decision. Ronaldo Rodríguez by submission in the first. Zellhuber by decision. Diego Lopes by decision. Grasso by decision. And Sean O'Malley by knockout in the first. Bang. You know, I don't mind breaking down 10 fight cards pretty easy. Jokes aside, it is what it is. It's a very weird card, but we're gonna get through it, and hopefully it overperforms. And it's great. There's a lot of great fights on the card, but is it a pay-per-view? I still say no, but I guess we had to wait less than 48 hours to see that. By the time this comes out, it's only gonna have to be 24 hours. So, yeah, let's just wait and see what happens. Should be fun. The aesthetic should be fun. Now it just comes down to the fights. Let's see what happens. Can't really have anything else to say. Pretty short breakdown, but I am dead fucking tired. So, and not really. It's only a 10 fight card, thankfully. So kind of got lucky there. Yeah, not really much else to really say. Again, pretty short video. Next time you hear from me is Sunday, probably for a recap. And we'll go over what happened. This 10 fight card. So hopefully I'm singing it praises. You had a great night, and this, that, and the other thing. But it's the UFC in 2024. Expect the worst. So. But yeah, can't really have anything else to say. Fun card. Can't wait. And see what happens. Unless I'm beginning to say something, which I don't believe I am. I'm trying to think. Nah, did I talk about the car? I talked about the recap. Yeah, can't really have anything else to say. Guess the only thing left to say now is, unless I'm going to say something, is let's end the video. So, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe. 100 subs go by the end of the year. Yeah, thank you for watching. This is not my intro at all, but I'm dead tired, so I'm just kind of saying shit. Thank you for watching. Again, you'll hear from me again Sunday for a recap. And unless I'm getting to add anything, as always, RX out. Good vibes only and always.